In this video, I'm looking at the KZ EDA or the KZ EDA 3-in-1. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So the KZ EDA, well, KZ, they decided they'd do something a little bit different and offer you 3 IEMs in the same box for the price of 1. How did it turn out? Well, let's talk about it. I'm not exactly why they came up with this idea. Maybe it was trying to distract us from some rather dubious things that were going on recently, not so long ago. But anyway, all that aside, that's the box. You get your 3 IEMs in there. And here they are. And you get the kind of updated KZ cable here. This one has a microphone, and these KZ microphones, they're actually pretty good. But yeah, the cable, it's not too bad, nothing special. But, you know, 3 IEMs, 1 cable, expect to be plugging and unplugging and whatnot until you figure out which one you like and which one you want to use. Anyway, we're going to start... well, actually, we'll quickly go over the build quality because, surprisingly, they feel pretty decent in the hand. They don't feel really thin or flimsy. It feels like a regular IEM pretty much. And they're comfortable as well. So, yeah, fairly good build quality and comfortable. Right, let's get onto the sound now. We'll start with, well, I'll give you a basic rundown first of all what we got here. So, you've at the top, the gold one is your base model. The middle silver one or clear one obviously is your balanced version. And the green or teal one here is what they call the high-res version. Let's start with the bass version. And yeah, bass indeed. These have got some pretty kick-ass bass. This one has the heaviest V shape of the 3 models, so it's got lots of bass and a significantly elevated treble as well. So it's got this big sub-bass rumble. Actually, no noticeable distortion at normal listening levels, so yeah, massive bass, but fairly decent quality bass, I guess. It is, however, boomy. There's enough bass presence to satisfy bass heads, I would imagine, but at the same time, you do get significant bass bleed into the mid-range, which kind of smothers the mids a bit. And speaking of the mid-range, they're fairly recessed. Vocals kind of get lost behind all the bass and the treble in there. And the upper mid-range and treble notes they're kind of too sharpened, like very sharp percussion sounds, snares, claps, hi-hats, etc. can be quite sharp. And on top of that, the treble, it is a bit peaky and splashy as well. So for the bass version, put that aside. Next, we'll do the balanced version, and this is my favorite of the 3. This one has, surprisingly, the most balanced signature of all the models. It has a powerful bass, nowhere near as much as the bass version, but it's still got a pretty big and emphasized bass. But the bass has a fast attack and medium pace decay. It does have a kind of a little bit of boominess to it. It's got a pretty huge sub-bass rumble, and again, you get that bass bleeding into the mid-range. Not much you can do about that. Once again, we hear fairly sharp attacks on kick drums and snare drums and certain percussion, so very good definition, but it's a little bit sharp at times, the attack. Things like rim shots and hand claps sound a little bit exaggerated and a little piercing on occasion. Now, the mids are more forward on this version compared to the other 2 models, but still slightly recessed, but actually not too bad. The treble, again, is a bit thin. It's not too harsh, but it's well, you might find it fatiguing over time. The detail retrieval and clarity of these is very good. Actually, the clarity overall for all models is good, but I was surprised with the amount of detail retrieval that the balanced and the high-res version got. Quite detailed sound. and these do exhibit some mild sibilance. So depending on the recording, harsher recordings, you're gonna hear that sibilance coming in. And finally, the high-res version. So bass notes again have got nice clean leading edges, resulting in a good clean slam. It's a powerful bass again. It's likely going to be overwhelming for some people because even though it's significantly less than the bass version, it's still a big bass. The high-res version also has a V-shaped signature, boosted bass, boosted treble, slightly recessed mids. Percussion instruments have a snappy attack. The mid-range is slightly recessed. There is some sibilance here. The treble gets a bit splashy and there's a bit of sizzle going on there. Once again, we've got good detail retrieval and good clarity. The overall resolution, however, is only average, and the sound stage is fairly intimate. That's for all three. The sound stage is fairly intimate. It's not very large. And yeah, look, to sum up, it's an interesting move by KZ and one that will probably be popular with people who don't follow the IEM scene. For educated listeners, however, there's little reason to spend your money on the KZ EDA or the KZ EDA. You'd be better off spending the $30 to $35 on one good IEM. That way you'll not only get better audio quality, but it's pretty likely that you'll end up with a better cable as well. Now on its own, I would say the balanced version is not necessarily a bad IEM. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's certainly not great either. There's definitely better things that you can get for your money, something like the KZ DQ6, the Triple in Lear, the K-Bear KS2, or the CCA CRA. I would put those single models over all three of these combined. So yeah, anyway, that is the KZ EDA or the KZ EDA. Interesting, but ultimately I would not recommend it. So guys, let me know, what do you think about the KZ EDA? Did you jump on it? Are you tempted? What do you think about the 3 IEMs, 1 cable deal? Leave a comment down below. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it the old thumbs up, Parfam audio file style. And if you're new here and you want to see more audio reviews like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later.